Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. We are into the month of April, and with that, we're in the backstretch, as I said last week, with all LMU spring athletic sports. Redundant there, but nonetheless, we are closing out the regular season schedules more than likely for the most part this week and next week, and with that comes the upcoming SAC tournaments for all the spring teams. Tonight, however, we're going to be talking with LMU head men's basketball coach Josh Schertz. We have not yet closed out the campaign for the 2013-14 season with the Railsplitters, and even as we speak, members of that team, whether they be coaches or players, are getting postseason accolades, and we're going to talk a little bit about that team's accomplishments tonight, so do stay with us. We're also going to give you a report on how the Railsplitter baseball team has done, where they are in terms of the South Atlantic Conference race, softball team, men's and women's tennis teams, and men's and women's golf teams. It's all coming up on tonight's show, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us. You're on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. You know, the 2013-14 men's basketball season was a very historic season in terms of LMU athletics. So many records, again, broken and now set for the teams of the future to shoot for. And as Josh Schertz joins us here, this will be the final time we have him on for the 13-14 season. Coach, I know that the ride started this year with a lot of questions. I, for one, was a huge skeptic, having lost 5 seniors a year ago, but those answers came very quickly. And while I was still skeptical of those answers when they started coming in, man, they held true throughout the entire season.
Yeah, you know, you never know going in. We certainly, you know, had a lot of questions to answer when you lose 4 players like we did, guys like Jake Troyley, Cam Carter, Wally Jones, Dustin Craig, that were impact guys, Jerosi Simpson as well. You know, you have to have guys step up. You got to have guys elevate their games. You know, we don't really do it in a way where we go bring in a recruit and think he's going to replace so-and-so. So it's really got to happen inside of our program through player development and guys being ready when their opportunity arises. And you look at, you know, really the 2 seniors, how much improvement they made, Vincent Bailey, Chance Jones, and then obviously other guys around them, you know, guys like Keenan Peterson, Curtis McMillian, Tim Pierce, and then the redshirt freshman guys like Luquan Choice, Curtis Webb, Paul Woodson. So it became, I don't think it was our most talented group, but it was probably as good a team as we've had since I've been here, and it was as much fun as I've had coaching in my 16 years doing this.
Every coach has to deal with graduation. Every coach has to deal with players leaving the program, whether it be through graduation or otherwise. And when you lose 5 guys, as we did following the 2012-13 season. 5 guys who were heavy rotation guys. What's the most difficult thing for you as a head coach, despite the fact that you've got a good returning foundation?
Well, every year is different, you know. I mean, that's the thing in coaching that I think is one of the things I love, is taking something in, you know, kind of September and then molding it into whatever it is in March. And even if you had everybody back, your team would be different just because people evolve and change and develop over time. But I think the whole key is, you know, through recruiting is to continue to have guys inside your program that will be ready to play when their number's called. And even if you look at what we're going to go through this year, you know, we don't lose 5 again, we lose 2. But we lose 2 guys that played at an unbelievably high level in Vincent Bailey and Chance Jones. And now the question marks for us are going to be, you know, does Keenan Peterson evolve from what he was this year to what he can be? Does Curtis McMillian, does Paul Woodson, did Tim Pierce and Luquan Choice build on what they did at the end of the year? Does Lorenzo take the next step? And you go down the list, we had 4 guys redshirting, a number of other guys back. So those are questions that we've got to answer as a group. And if we're going to continue to have the type of success we've had, the guys in the program, inside the program, have to continue to develop and improve. And that's how we've been able to, you know, have 5 straight years of 20-plus wins and have the type of success the last few years that we have.
I go back to that first recruiting class that you had with guys like Justin Allen and Brandon Armstrong, Brandon O'Brien, who left the program and went on to play, I think, down in Georgia somewhere. You had some other guys, Dominic Parker, who also transferred, I think went to Virginia State. That had to be a special group of guys for you that came in your first season as a head coach. But I've alluded to the fact that this year's team, I felt like, was probably your best team collectively since you took over the helm of the program. This year's team, though, while a descendant of those guys, is another step toward building the type of program that you want as head coach here at Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah, you know, each year, I mean, recruiting has gotten better because we've had a better product to sell. And obviously success allows you to hopefully at least be in more doors. And guarantee you're going to get the guys, but be in more doors. But certainly to me, when I think of, you know, whose backs this was built on, you have to go back to that first class of guys like Brandon Armstrong, Justin Allen, Tony Martin, Desmond Johnson, DeMario Curry, Stu Miller. I mean, you know, guys like that. And then obviously Wadner Joseph, Matt Bogart would be very special to me in there because they were seniors, stayed, and did a great job of helping bridge that gap in year 1. But certainly, you know, the whole key has been, you know, from there has been, you know, being able to recruit good players. And the perception sometimes is that, well, you know, so-and-so didn't play much. You know, Keenan Peterson as a sophomore averaged, you know, 1.5 points. And Curtis McMillian as a redshirt freshman averaged 2 points. And well, these guys can't play. And then the reality is they can play. They're just behind other guys. They couldn't get minutes behind Vincent Bailey, Jake Troyley, Dustin Craig. There wasn't many minutes to be had. And you know, and now they step in, and Vinny Bailey had an expanded role, and he was able to handle that, Chance Jones. And so you got to have continuous guys inside your program that you feel like can really play, and they have to be patient, bide their time. But the whole deal is the same in any organization, whether it's business, sports, whatever the case may be, is, you know, you got to get really good people and you got to get them to work together. And if you do that, you're going to have a chance at success. We've had great kids. That's a big reason. You know, when you look at it, and knock on wood, we've gone 4 years without a transfer, without a guy saying, hey, you know, I'm not coming back, I'm not playing enough, or whatever the case may be. And that's something that's important to us and has been a big bedrock of our success.
You and your team have had so much success over the last 5 seasons, 6 seasons, and have set the bar higher each year. I don't think you can ever set the bar too high, but does it ever concern you that this season we won't be able to surpass those expectations as we have done for the last few years?
I don't think of things like that, I guess. I mean, I don't, you know, from whatever outside expectations are, you know, it really, you know, that's people get caught up in, well, you're picked to win the league and that gives you a bigger target, or you're picked last so you should be mad, or whatever the case may be. And the reality is, once the ball's tipped off, whether you're picked first, picked last, outside expectations, you have to go inside the lines and earn whatever it is you're trying to get. You know, I've tried to stay focused on the process. If we, you know, win 28 games like this year, or won, you know, 8 games, my whole deal would be, you know, what do we got to do each and every day here in the off season to improve our program through recruiting, through player development? Can we get better? Can I get better as a coach? You know, where am I going to grow and improve? And that everybody in our program is working to be better than they were. And that's whether we win the national championship or didn't make the conference tournament. That attitude needs to permeate what we're doing. How can we improve? How can I continue to build the program? And then I think, you know, you have to go out and in between the lines earn it. Do I think we're going to win? The last 4 years, you know, we're 106-18, and I think that's like 86% winning percentage. Now, is that going to continue on forever? Well, I hope so, but that's not, you know, that's not a likely scenario. There will be down times, but you have to continue to stay focused on the process of building it and working to be the very best you can be, and let that, you know, let the results take care of themselves. And that's always been my focus, is not to worry about outside expectations, but work to do the best job I can do. And allow that, if hopefully that's good enough, and same thing within our players. We'll continue to have an attitude of humility and an attitude of that, hey, we haven't arrived yet. It's a continuous process to stay where we are, and we're not happy just with where we are. We want to continue to improve, and we want to, you know, win not just a national title, but multiple, and we want to be a team that's up at the top every year, competing for playing for the highest stakes.
Obviously, this team has surpassed most expectations this year with the loss of 5 seniors a year ago. You finished with a 28-3 record. You capture another South Atlantic Conference regular season title. That's the second consecutive, I might add, the third in your career here as head coach. Another conference tournament title, the second of that. You go to the NCAA tournament again, to the semifinals. You're ranked as one of the nation's top teams the entire year. 58 consecutive weeks. I would think it would be safe to say that it's going to turn to 59. We've only got 1 minute left in this part of the show, but Coach, these are things that most coaches are glad to see. You know, once they've gotten their careers established as head coach later on in their career. We've done it here. You've done it here with this program in the first 6 seasons.
Well, you know, it's been a great ride. We've had great players, but, you know, past success, we tell our guys, don't live in the past. You know, it's gone, and don't live in the future. It's not here yet. So our whole focus is we're very pleased and proud of what we've done, and now we have excitement about what's to come in the future and what we're trying to do to build and take it the next step.
We got a lot to talk about with Josh Schertz that's yet to come. I had a couple questions I wanted to ask him, but we're short on time for this part of the segment. Folks, I want you to stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk specifically about the year, about a lot of the folks who've benefited from this season, a lot of the things that were done, the accomplishments that this team has achieved this year, and much, much more. That's when we return here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. We're talking with Josh Schertz. Stay with us.
Top off at mycokerewards.com.
No matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interests at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwich or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner time, choose from our wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches, all made to your order. If you're serving a crowd, Subway has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Whether it's dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. Subway, 362 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate, and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
Josh Ertz and the Railsplitters had another record-setting season this year. As we've already alluded to, they finished the year with a 28-3 record, 58 consecutive weeks of being nationally ranked. I really could go on and on with all the accolades that they've received. But through their accomplishments this year and in past years, many people have been able to benefit from that, not only just players. We've had a number of players go on to play at the next level, on the professional level, and we have some going on this year after this season. But, Coach, I know that, the fans have steadily streamed into the Tex Turner Arena in support of this program since its resurgence. So they have benefited. The Railsplitter Sports Network, or the LMU Sports Network, if you will, has flourished with and behind this program's success. But your coaching staff has also begun to blossom. I mean, you've had coaches that came in with you in your inaugural year that have moved on to Division I level or top coaching duties as head coaches, and that family continues to grow.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, you would want, the assistants are probably the most rated guys in a coaching, in a program, because so much of their work is behind the scenes. But those guys serve as point men on recruitment. They work with our players. I mean, they do so much. There's so many moving parts of a program. They do so much to keep those parts moving. And as a head coach, I probably we all do get too much credit when things go good, and we get way too much blame when things don't go well. But that's part of the business. But you want to see when your program has success, you want to see those guys benefit. And my inaugural staff was obviously Chris Cottrell, who's now a head coach at Davis and Elkins, Lance Ignatz, who's been the top assistant at University of Tennessee Martin, Dennis Klein, who's now coaching the girls program, the women's program over at Cumberland Gap as a head coach, and to see those guys go on, be successful, move on and move upwards in their careers brings me tremendous joy. And I do want that they should benefit from the success of the program, as our players do and as I have. So I mean, it's that's the whole deal. When you sacrifice together, work together, and have those relationships, your staff should benefit. Should not just be the head coach and the players benefiting. So I've been pleased to see them go on and achieve great things outside of LMU.
You've had players that have gone on to play professionally in Denmark, Japan, I think Germany, maybe some other places, but you've also had players go on and go into careers after graduation, and I know that is something that you really take strongly. You want to see your players graduate. You want to see them succeed on a professional level. Cam Carden is a young man who recently not only got his undergraduate, but I think he got his graduate degree. He has now gone back down to Florida. I think he's into coaching, if I'm not mistaken. But ultimately, the degree is the key to all the success after graduation.
Well, one of the big things for us is to have a program that we're pursuing excellence in all areas, and academic integrity to us is a huge deal. If these guys are coming in, playing basketball, not getting their degree, staying here for 6 months, and then the season ends and they're going back home, and we're just using them, and I wouldn't want a program to be that way. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. I'm not sitting up in judgment of anybody else, but we want guys that are student athletes, that go to class, that graduate, and the whole tenor of our program when I got here was that we wanted people that were more successful in life for having come through our program. And you look at this year's group, Vinny's going to walk in May, Chance is going to walk in May. Vinny's obviously going to go play at the professional level. Chance has a job lined up that makes great money. Tony Marshall, the guy that's finishing his graduate assistantship, he's been here all 6 years. I've been here 4 as a player, 2 as a GA. He's got great opportunities in the business world now to move in and make significant money, whether it's Dustin Craig, Wally Jones, Jake Troyley, you just go on the list, Brandon Armstrong. Had a lot of guys go on and are in different areas, whether it's playing professionally or in the business sector, that they have success when they leave here, and that they are more successful in life for having been a part of the LMU program.
You've had some great players since you've taken over the helm of the program, and guys that have, by and large, in many cases, rewritten the LMU record books. Now, you've had some very dynamic players in that group, but when I look back at a guy like Vincent Bailey, who you lose after this year, he's a guy you brought in as a freshman. He's a guy you said from the very beginning he's going to be a great player here. He leaves here as far as I know, the only unanimous selection for All-American since we've joined the NCAA back in the early 90s. And he did it not necessarily out of nowhere, but he really elevated his game from his junior to senior season.
He really did. If you go back to his freshman year, he was a 5-point-a-game guy to a 10-point-a-game guy to a 13.5 to a 21.5, and Vinny has solidified his legacy. I mean, he'll go down as one of the all-time LMU greats, Division II NAIA. He'll from his performance, his production, and then obviously what he was able to accomplish as a player with his team. In terms of the team success that we enjoyed while he was here. So there's no question that I think Vincent Bailey has created a legacy that will live on, and has certainly been a guy that has been a pleasure to coach, and his work ethic and how much he improved year to year, and obviously the biggest jump coming between his junior and senior year, which is extremely hard for a kid. Usually it's the biggest between the freshman and sophomore, maybe sophomore and junior. But Vinny honestly went through his biggest improvement between his junior, senior year, from how he took care of his body to his maturity level, to his approach. And you know what? He's going to see that Rusty pay off in a big, big way, because I think he's going to have not just make a check playing basketball. This guy's going to have a career at the professional level. And I'm excited to be a part of it and watch and sharing his success. I know we all will.
Now, I know that while we watched some of the highlight footage from the 2013-14 season, success isn't something that is limited to only your players, your program, your assistant coaches. You too have enjoyed some of that success. You were named South Atlantic Conference Coach of the Year for the second time since taking over the helm of the program 6 years ago. You also were most recently named the recipient of the 2014 Red Auerbach Award for collegiate Jewish coaches throughout the country, and you beat out some big names for that one.
Well, yeah, it's
tough to talk about, I'm sure.
Well, it's I'm being honest. We've had, we've had unbelievable players and we've had unbelievable staff, and I'm being 100% honest with this. I mean, I'm really the beneficiary of their talent. I accepted that award, and I think all coaching awards are accepted on the behalf of those people, and I accepted that award on behalf of our players and our staff, because the reality is, those are the guys who earned the award. It wasn't nothing to do with me personally, and I understand that. I get that, and so I was pleased to accept it on their behalf. And certainly when you win any kind of coaching award, it means you had really good players. You had really good players because you had a staff go out and get those guys, and no one's been more fortunate than I have the last 6 years in terms of the guys I've been able to coach and the guys I've been able to work with in terms of my assistants.
I think that's a very modest statement, and I completely understand it. But I think even at Kentucky or North Carolina, Duke, any of those programs, you don't have players that just walk onto your campus. You've got to go out there and get them, and that starts not only with your assistants, but it starts with you. And I think that if you can remember the movie Remember the Titans, the attitude, or the comment, attitude reflects leadership, is a very true statement, in that a lot of your kids, your young men's attitudes that you've had come through your program are reflected by their head coach.
No, I appreciate that, Russ. It means a lot. We've had, like I said, I've been very, very fortunate, and LMU and the people here have been great, and we've just been, like I said, it's been a great 6 years. I'm looking forward to obviously, what's to come, but again, no one's been more luckier than me to have what I've been able to work with in terms of players and the guys I've been able to work alongside of with my staff.
Recruiting now the main focus, Coach, and I know that you have some red shirts that you're bringing in next year, so we've got the basic foundation. We've got less than a minute. What are we looking for, and how many approximately are we looking for?
Well, Russ, we have 4 red shirts, and I'll go through them quickly. Jarrell Simmons from Brevard is the only transfer in our team, but he averaged nearly 15 points a game as a sophomore, was second in the league, shot 47% from 3, and is a proven guy in our league. Obviously, Mike Mills and Dawood Fisher-Grace are 168, 1,610. They'll be redshirt freshmen next year. Devin Hankins at Alabama, freshman point guard. And then obviously, we're going to look at trying to get maybe one more big that can come in and we think be an impact player. So that's the search right now, is to add an impact big man to the program.
I don't have to ask if you're looking forward to 14-15.
I can't wait.
I would say that most LMU fans would concur with that statement. Coach, congratulations on a great season. We thank you for the season that you've given us, and we're certainly looking forward to it.
Appreciate all your support, Russ. You and the fans have been great.
All right. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk baseball, softball, and other spring sports. Stay with us.
I deal with life and death situations.
We touch a lot of lives every day.
People's lives are in your hands.
I will be a nurse.
I will be a nurse.
The Duncan School of Law at LMU, where innovative teaching meets cutting-edge technology.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
We represent the Coke brand, and we would love to somehow bring some kind of legal action against Coke Zero.
There might be some taste infringement issues.
There's really no legal concepts of a company bringing a lawsuit against itself.
If this is the king of the jungle, they're acting like the toucan that's on the branch, real colorful and preening, and showing off, and hey, look at us. I want to take a stick and knock that toucan off the branch.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. One of the area's best-kept secrets when it comes to piping hot fast food is World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center. No matter whether it's chicken tenders, chicken wraps, burgers, or hot wings in a variety of flavors, WOW has a menu that's second to none. Try one of our fantastic sides like our fried mushrooms, fried pickles, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, our famous cheese fries, sweet potato fries, or our Texas toast. Shock your taste buds at WOW World of Wings Cafe and Wingery, located in the LMU Campus Center.
Again, special thanks to Josh Schertz for joining us on the show tonight. It's been an unbelievable year, just a whirlwind of a season, and you don't get 28 in 3 years very often. We've seen our share of the lean years, if you will, here over the history of LMU men's basketball, and a lot of times the programs come full circle, but this year and the last several years, very good basketball. Speaking of good sports, the LMU softball team right now in the fight for one of the top spots in the South Atlantic Conference tournament, or South Atlantic Conference regular season race. The Lady Railsplitters right now 23-12, 9-5 in the league going into the final week of regular season play. They picked up victories this past week, or one anyway, over Lenore Ryan. They split with them. They'll take on Brevard today. We'll have results from that next weekend. This weekend they're at home against Catawba. LMU baseball team in the driver's seat, first place in the South Atlantic Conference regular season race now, 25-12-1 overall. They'll solve that one here before too long. They'll finish a continuation. They're 15-5 in conference play. They will be in action in a 3-game set this weekend with Coker. They had victories this week over Kentucky State and UVA Wise. LMU tennis teams right now, the women 8-7, 5-5 in league play. They suffered losses this week to Wingate and to Queens, had a victory over Carson Newman. They'll close out regular season against Mars Hill. Tennis team now 5-9, 3-7, won't qualify for the SAC tournament. And the golf teams playing in the South Atlantic Conference Championships this weekend over in Sevierville. It's all the time we've got until next weekend and next week. Good night, everybody.